Hey guys, how you all doing? Welcome back again to another beautiful and amazing reaction video. So guys, in today's reaction, I'm going to be taking this video from Fat Momena, and the title of this video goes like this: Time Traveler from 2749 reviews prophecies that are about to come true. Guys, I haven't really watched this, so I don't know what to expect. So no further ado, let's dive into it and watch it amazing.
We turned on the TV. At this point, we didn't know that anything was wrong or anything was any different than the era we had come from. Except, of course, in 1943, we didn't have large screen color TV. This happened to be a wall-mounted unit, smaller size but color.
Time traveling is a phenomenon that has excited scientists since the beginning. And while they understand the infinite possibilities of moving through a wormhole, they don't have the ability to access one physically. But what if we told you that someone has already achieved the impossible? What if we said someone managed to travel back and forth in the timeline and witness the future? Meet Al Bielek, the man who traveled through space and time, unlocking the mysteries of time travel that others have only dreamed of. When Bielek returned home from the future, he described a very different world and revealed shocking prophecies. And believe it or not, it's time for his predictions to come true. Stay with us as we explore the unbelievable life of Al Bielek and his time-traveling experiences and learn what he saw in our future. According to popular legend, in 1943, the U.S. Navy undertook secret experiments based out of the port of Philadelphia. These experiments aimed to test Einstein's unified field theory and attempt to make a naval ship invisible. While most conspiracy theorists debate the existence of the Philadelphia experiment, an alleged survivor, Al Bielek, maintained that the Navy had another purpose altogether. They were only interested in time travel. In 1990, Bielek claimed that he spent time in separate periods of the future only to return to the present and tell his story. Bielek was born in 1927 to an ordinary yet wholesome family. He was a peculiar child by his own words, and his first memory came at a Christmas party when he was just 9 months old. He recalled understanding what the adults in the room were talking about, an astonishing feat for an infant, wouldn't you agree? As he grew older, his knowledge of the world increased to the extent that he was called a walking encyclopedia among his classmates. At the age of 16, Bielek joined the Navy to help fight the Nazis and was just a lowly naval officer serving aboard the USS Eldridge in 1943. However, he had no idea the unusual fate that awaited him aboard this ship. The Eldridge was supposedly harboring the Philadelphia experiment. One day, August 13, 1943 to be exact, Bielek and his brother witnessed an odd happening on the ship. Scared of what was unfolding in front of their eyes, the two jumped from the ship but never touched the water. Instead, they landed in the year 2137. When they jumped overboard, they expected to hit the water in the bay and swim ashore, but they kept falling for a long time without ever hitting the water. The two had no idea what was happening and where they were headed. The next thing Bielek remembered was that he was lying in a hospital bed with his brother, with no recollection of how he got there. In the beginning, he didn't feel anything unusual. The two just assumed that the Navy brought them into a regular hospital in their own timeline. The first sign that something was wrong was that the room had a wall-mounted color TV, which was surprising since the invention of color TV hadn't been made in 1943. The hospital staff informed Bielek that they were being treated for severe radiation burns, which was again shocking since they hadn't experienced anything of the sort jumping off the Eldridge. Matters got even more confusing when the nurses revealed the burns weren't caused by a nuclear attack, which was a possibility since they were in the middle of a war. In fact, the burns resulted from radiation found in deep space. Slowly, Bielek's new reality dawned on him. He was no longer in 1943, but had traveled through time to the future, 2137 to be exact. The world around him had changed entirely, and very few cities had survived around the globe. There were no national borders or government either. When Bielek looked at the
world... I'm truly enjoying every bit of this video. Oh my goodness, like when you look at this world, it has a lot to tell. There are some mystery that we don't even know about. about on this planet. If not for the scientific, I think most of us wouldn't have known many things or some things that will happen in the future. Oh my god, like I believe most of these things, they are real. They are real. They are real. The time travelers, guys, they are really doing well. I love their job a lot. Like it's not easy for someone to be traveling around the world to be finding things that are happening in the planets. Oh my god, you see this piece called planet, called Earth. There is a lot. There is a lot of hidden things that we don't even know about. Guys, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section. So let's move on.
Map, he was shocked to find that cities that were brimming with life and technology in his time had undergone a complete makeover, and it wasn't a good one. For example, a large part of California was now underwater, stretching to the San Andreas fault line, and there was not much left of Los Angeles as a functioning city. Many other significant cities like Chicago, New Orleans, and San Diego had disappeared from the US map, and the Great Lakes had become one massive body of water following an unexpected rise in water levels. Even the Mississippi River was much wider, almost 30 miles wide at its narrowest point. But the US wasn't the only place that had changed. England was almost gone in Europe, and only a few Scottish highlands and parts of Ireland remained. Interestingly, most of Europe had succumbed to rising water levels, with many regions disappearing entirely underwater. Bielik never left the hospital. Whatever he saw of the world was through the TV in his room, world maps, and the hospital staff. Through a hospital technician, Bielik found out that the world's population had plummeted to just 300 million after a brutal nuclear World War III killed millions of people. However, the war wasn't the only culprit for human deaths. Far more people were wiped out due to the climatic changes on Earth. Bielik made another revelation, the timeline of which is much closer to us than the others he mentioned. He said that most of the world's governments crumbled away by the year 2025, but seeing that we're only 2 years away from this prophecy, the chances of it materializing look slim. However, the international political climate is highly volatile, and we never know what might happen in the next, say, 6 months. Traveling to the year 2137 was Bielik's first journey into the unknown, but he never expected that he would travel again, and that, too, even farther into the future. One day, as Bielik was walking around the hospital grounds, he was mysteriously transported to around the year 2750, almost 800 years ahead of his time. By this point, the world had drastically changed. Regular cities were replaced by floating ones, which meant humans had mastered anti-gravity techniques. There were no countries, but people resided in a series
Guys, like
of
seriously, like we don't know what will happen in the future, just like what he said. We don't know what will happen in the next few months, but all we ask is for God's mercy, God's protection. So guys, like what he said is actually true, because most of us, we don't know what will happen in the future. We don't know what will happen in the few months or few minutes. Anything can just happen, anything. That's why it's even good for the scientific, for them to be carrying out all this research, because most of us that are not scientific, that we are not familiar about all these things, I think I really appreciate them for the good job. Guys, just like what I said before, a lot is happening. A lot. There is a lot that we don't know about in this planet. There is a lot. We are just living on this earth, and we just think that everything is fine. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. When you go beyond to make a research about how about what is happening under the planet or beneath the planet, you will discover that a lot is actually going on. So I think some of these prophecies are true. If they are true or lie, please let me know in the comment section. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about it. Okay, we are all here to learn, so let's move on.
governing city-states without any elected or appointed government. The cities didn't need militaries, as technology made conflict almost impossible. Instead of governments, each city was run by an intelligent computer with synthetic intelligence that worked telepathically. There were still certain rules that people were expected to follow. For example, they were not allowed to leave specific zones. If they did, the governing computer system could terminate offending individuals immediately. Bielik claimed that he spoke to the computer system to understand better how such a governance arrangement came to be. He was told that the project started around the year 2600. This time around, Bielik stayed in the timeline for 2 years before being sent back to 2137 to pick up his brother. Although he successfully reached his brother, the journey back home wasn't as straightforward. Instead of landing back in 1943, he appeared in 1983 on August 12th, just after midnight. There, he claimed to meet Dr. John von Neumann, the Hungarian-American mathematician, who coincidentally died around 1957. We know what you're thinking. How did Bielik meet someone who had already died a quarter of a century earlier? The only possible answer is that maybe he, too, was a time traveler. Neumann convinced the two brothers to return to their original time and stop the Philadelphia experiment from ever happening. The two men agreed, went back, and got the job done. After serving time in the Navy, Bielik was recruited by military contractors for the Montauk Project. During the same time, he found that the U.S. military was actively involved in adapting alien technology and forwarding research on psychic operations for warfare and time travel. He even claimed that he was able to travel to Mars on several occasions, as well as a research station in the year 100,000 BC. Despite his time-traveling escapades, everything was good, but his life took a sad turn when he came out and revealed his stories to the public. The U.S. government disowned him and dismissed his stories as make-believe, and Bielik was labeled a conspiracy theorist. Do you believe Bielik's time-traveling stories? Let us know your opinions regarding the possibility of time travel in the comments below. Thanks for joining us today on this exciting space-time travel. Remember to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and press the notification bell for more thrilling space videos. Don't forget to tune in next time. Until then, keep exploring.
Bit of this video, at least we are learning. So most of these things that scientists bring they will say this, they will say that. Guys, like sometimes it's really confusing. Like, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section, and I'll be right there waiting for you. And I'm going to be pasting the link of this channel in the description box, okay, so that you can go there and watch it out and watch other videos, because it has lots of amazing videos which I believe you're going to love. Okay, if you're a kind of person who love watching the story about the earth or time traveling, so I suggest you visit this channel in the description box. So guys, let me know your opinion about this video. Okay, so thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit on the like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and turn your bell for your notification. Guys, I post on a regular basis. So guys, see you in my next one. Bye.